In the world of design and manufacturing, something huge is happening. Two very different futures are taking shape, right now, at the exact same time. One future is kind of stuck, built on old methods and facing a whole lot of uncertainty. The other, it's racing ahead, embracing all this new technology. This gap between them, well, it's not just some trend, it's a great divide. And believe me, the side you end up on is going to determine everything. Okay, so to really get a handle on this divide, we first have to understand the pressures that created it in the first place. Let's dive into the challenges and, honestly, that deep sense of uncertainty that business leaders are really grappling with right now.
It just feels like the ground is constantly shifting under our feet, doesn't it? It's creating this really unstable landscape for just about everyone. From geopolitics to the economy, you can feel that volatility in the air. And business leaders? They're feeling it more than ever.
And this isn't just some abstract idea. I mean, listen to Amar Al-Essam, the CEO of Dewan Architects. He points out that all these global tensions have very real-world consequences, not just for business, but for all of society and for future generations. That's a heavy weight to carry, and it's forcing leaders to completely rethink how they do things.
So, what does all this pressure actually look like day to day? Well, it's a massive juggling act. Imagine this. You're trying to control rising costs, but you're also searching for skilled talent that seems to have vanished. You're navigating these incredibly fragile supply chains, all while trying to figure out how in the world to implement AI without getting left behind. Oh, and on top of all that, your workforce is rapidly getting older. It's like a perfect storm of pressures, and it's forcing a change.
So, in response to all these challenges, a really clear divide is starting to emerge. On one side, you've got the companies that are struggling just to keep up. But on the other, you have those who've found a new way to actually thrive. So, let's look at what gives them this incredible competitive advantage. It's all about digital maturity. And right here, this is the heart of it all. It's a huge gap that's opening up between organizations. And it's based on one key factor: how digitally mature they are. And look, this isn't just about using the latest app or software. It's a fundamental difference in strategy, in capability, and in their whole outlook on the future. And the data, well, the data tells a really powerful story. Let's take sustainability, for example. A whopping 85% of digitally mature organizations see real long-term benefits from their sustainability efforts. For the less mature companies, that number drops all the way down to 67%. So this shows that being digitally mature isn't just about efficiency. It's about having a longer-term, more strategic vision.
And this trend just keeps going when we look at talent. 75%, three-quarters of digitally mature companies say their sustainability efforts actually help them attract and keep employees. For the less mature companies, that number plummets to 54%. The takeaway here is crystal clear. The best talent out there wants to work for companies that are both forward-thinking with tech and driven by a real purpose. And of course, this difference in outlook translates directly into action. A full 80% of leaders at digitally mature companies are planning to increase their investments in the next 3 years. For the less mature companies, that figure is only 53%. So think about that. One group is actively out there building the future, while the other is just trying to survive the present. All right, now let's talk about the elephant in the room: artificial intelligence. AI is a technology that's both making this divide even wider and, maybe surprisingly, offering a way to actually cross it. Let's break down how that works. So this is the question on literally everyone's mind. Is AI this amazing, helpful assistant ready to supercharge our abilities? Or is it the antagonist threatening our jobs and our industries? Well, the truth is, it's kind of both. And how we navigate that duality, that's the real challenge. On one hand, the potential is just immense. I mean, take a field like structural engineering. AI is already a total game changer. It's not just optimizing designs, it's monitoring the health of our bridges and buildings in real time. It's predicting failures before they can even happen. It's making everything from cost estimation to risk management way more efficient and accurate. It's basically giving us superpowers. And this quote from Blaine Buenger at Foth just perfectly captures this optimistic view. The goal isn't to replace the expert. It's to give the expert an incredibly powerful assistant. It's a tool to amplify their own intelligence and creativity. But here's the thing. For every promise, there's a peril. That incredible efficiency of AI, it comes at a really high environmental cost. All the optimism about productivity is met with very real fears about job security. And the creative potential is all tangled up in these huge legal battles over intellectual property. These are the sharp edges that are making that great divide even wider.
So, how do you make sure you get on the right side of this divide? Well, it all starts with having the right tools. Let's take a look at the digital toolbox that these digitally mature organizations are using to get way ahead of the curve.
I mean, the contrast between the old way and the new way is it's night and day. The old way of doing construction with stacks of paper drawings was basically a recipe for errors, waste, and endless confusion. The new way, built on digital tools like BIM, is all about collaboration, efficiency, and precision.
So, what exactly is BIM? It stands for Building Information Modeling. But a better way to think of it is as a digital twin of a building created before a single shovel ever hits the ground. It's this living, breathing 3D model that holds every single piece of information about the project, from its structure to its electrical systems. And this is where the magic happens. Instead of different teams working from separate, often conflicting plans, now everyone, the architects, the engineers, the contractors, they all collaborate on one single, unified model. This simple change eliminates so much of the miscommunication and the costly errors that have plagued construction projects for centuries. Okay, the next tool in our digital toolbox is modern construction project management software. You should think of this as the central nervous system for a project. It brings everything, timelines, budgets, tasks, and all the communication into one single, easy-to-access place. And what does that give you? It gives you control. It means you can coordinate with everyone effortlessly. You can finally bridge that frustrating gap between the office and the folks out in the field. You can make decisions based on real-time data, not guesswork. And you have all the tools you need for budgeting, scheduling, and managing documents right at your fingertips. So what's the big takeaway from all these amazing new tools? They're fundamentally changing the kind of skills we need. As Virendra Patil puts it so well, when technology automates all the repetitive stuff, we don't need button pushers anymore. The most valuable people become the creative thinkers, the artists, and the real problem solvers. We need people who can leverage these powerful tools, not just operate them. And this brings us to our final and probably most important point. The gap between those who embrace these new technologies and those who don't, it isn't just growing, it's accelerating. It's the difference between being on a high-speed train and a handcar. Standing still is no longer an option. It really means falling behind faster than ever before. And so that leaves us with one simple but incredibly powerful question. As this new age of design and make continues to unfold, which side of the divide will you be on? The choice and the